Hello, everybody. Today, we are going to do in this live an energy shopping energy poll. So some of you are joining live, or you might be finding the replay. I tried to get a nicer camera to hook to my computer, but it didn't work. So I know I'm a little dark, but I wanted to share the background with you guys. I'm in Costa Rica at El Lugar, which is a eco resort that's still being built. But I'm lucky enough to get to stay here in that process. And I'm the only one here right now, except for the people working on the construction and with the horses and in the restaurant. And it's been phenomenal. So what better place than to do an energy pull from? And I thank you guys for being on live too. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so one of the ways I love to do these energy pulls, and I kind of more like to call them it's a way of an energy ball exercise. I'm an access consciousness facilitator, if you do not know me, and it's all about asking for the energies, the things you really desire in your life, and then pulling them in and getting to know that energy, feeling it in your body, perceiving it energetically, however you do that. And gosh, what better place than to join you from here to to do this. This is why I schedule it. I don't have much computer time scheduled when I'm here. I've just been riding my horse and being outside, doing yoga on my deck. It's been phenomenal. So before we start, one of the things before you do energy ball, and we'll talk about kind of what that is and how to energy shop for energies, but is to get connected with your body. One of the things your body senses, and it feels things like the beautiful breeze right now. It's really hot, but there's an amazing breeze. But when you tap into your body, it helps your mind not get in the way. Energy is your first language. We all speak it. And so when you ask for energies in your life, you're speaking the language of the universe, which is why it's so effective. Your mind doesn't get in the way with what is possible, what you should be asking for, what's proper to ask for, what's not possible. It puts your mind to the side and you start speaking with and engaging with the universe in totality from you, from the being. And one of the gifts your body can be with that is it helps you get out of your head so that your mind doesn't get in the way. So take a moment, and wherever you are, if you can, like right now I'm in a chair, so feel your butt in the seat if you're sitting, or your feet on the ground, and your feet on the ground, or wherever they're at. Mine are on like a deck that's above above the beautiful earth. And then touch yourself somewhere else. You kind of have like 3 connection points with your body. It could be your belly, it could be your chest. And take a moment. I'm going to close my eyes. You don't have to. And feel those points on your body, and just take a moment to say hello to this beautiful creature. We've created our body, and goodness, do we judge it? And it's just here like your best friend going, hi, I'm here to contribute. So let's actually ask for your body's contribution and thank your sweet body for being here with you always and actualizing everything you ask for. And now get a sense of you, the being, and where your being interacts and meets the outside edge of your body. So feel like your skin, the hairs on your arm, that little, even if you want to lightly touch your body somewhere and kind of get that sense of, oh, there's my body, my being in my body. But now, as I've talked about, and as you guys may know, we are 99.9% space. Like all of the molecules and atoms that make us up are 99.9% space, meaning they're energy. That's you, the being, are the space in between all the molecules of this beautiful body too. So also now expand out. And how do you do that? By asking. It's just a request. You don't have to think about it. And if it helps to keep your eyes closed for another moment, you can, but expand out. So further out from your body and to the size of the city you're in, down into the earth in every direction. And then keep going, the size of your country, and further out the size of the planet. And now keep expanding out into the universe. And notice, like, if you ask to go further, are you still there? So that's you, the being. And then here's the sweet body. So when we do an energy pull or an energy ball exercise play, like home play, I really like to connect to my body like that first, just to go, okay, cool. All right, now the way I do this through energy shopping is I do not go linear, but I tap into like energetic snapshots that I'm always adding to my energy shopping list. Now, I used to keep an actual list on my phone. You do not have to do that. You're infinite, meaning the second you see something, acknowledge, oh, that energy, for whatever reason, it makes me laugh, it makes me smile, it makes me relaxed, it makes me peaceful. Like, it lights you up. Those are the energies or the things that you engage with in the world that you want to ask for. And if you think of like a person in your life or an animal that, oh, you just adore being around them, it's the energy they be. That's one of the reasons we love and adore certain people, places, okay? It's an energy that you actually like. Now, are there physical actualizations of that? Yeah, that's a person in a body, or your dog, or your horse, or your cat, or whatever that is, or the place you're in. Like right now, being here in Costa Rica, I'm like, this whole place is an energy shopping playground. I'm like, that energy, like, you can see the birds in the background. You might be able to hear them, not sure. They're quite loud, so I'm imagining you can. But what I'm doing all the time, and start playing with this, and maybe you already have, but what will happen is as you notice and acknowledge certain energies that light you up, your repertoire will expand, and you'll start to notice more subtleties. And it's not cognitive, it's really, really fast. So take a moment and let's tap into some energies, and then you do your version of this, right? So this morning, one of the things I added to my energy shopping list, I took a horse ride on my horse that lives here in Costa Rica. And I got to ride by myself, and this wonderful man who doesn't speak English and I don't speak Spanish, I mean, a few words, right? Took me out. So it's just space. There's nobody on the property. There's nobody around, just us and our horses, and walking silently through the earth. And I asked to perceive the ride through my horse's awareness, the way he sees the world. And there was just total space. There's no thoughts going on. And I had this, wow, okay, that's more actually like me. And how much is that actually like you? And we went up and rode up this giant hill to this lookout that was just stunning. And it was beautifully sunny today. And now, does that linearly correlate to a better relationship or more money? Not linearly, but when you have something that brings you joy and you're like, that, I will have that in my life, whatever it takes, however it shows up, in a way that works for me. So even if I give you that energy, you don't have to go on a horse ride in Costa Rica, but tap into that energy. Would you like that in your life, in whatever way that would show up for you and that works for you? So you can ask for that. Now tap into, let's look at money. The energy of having total ease with money. It comes in with ease. It flows out with ease to be used to create your future, to also buy any material things that are fun for you. It could be simple, could be luxurious, things for your body, but basically that energy of total ease. And take whatever amount you create now, whether you work and you have a job that creates it, whether you're gifted money, whether you have it from a family, it's all what you've created. Now get the sense of what it would be like to have that amount double without you having to figure it out. You're just receiving that amount or more. And now tap into the energy of that amount multiplying by 10. And you don't have to figure out what you're going to do with it or how to use it or who you have to give it away to, just to have it, but get the energy of that and then having total ease with it. Now get the energy of relationships. So it could be a insignificant other, a lover, a family member, everything that comes up with that. I'm going to do an access clearing. first. So all of the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections you have with that person and about relationship and your relationship throughout all lifetime, space, dimensions, and realities, would you destroy and uncreate that? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. If you don't know, that's the access clearing statement. You can go to theclearingstatement.com to see how it works. But basically it goes, okay, all that stuff that sometimes comes up when I look at relationships, let's pull that away. And then also all of the presumptive realities and the need of reactive realities and the need of reactive response systems and the artificial intelligence activators that you have with that person in that relationship, would you destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry. Anything that creates the yuck or stuck or any sense that that is not lightness or ease with someone is created by those things we just cleared. And that, without that there, you, the being, the space between the molecules in this beautiful body, have actually the way we interact is with communion. It's not separating. It's not letting those judgments or things that we have with people in the way. It's more like, hi, being, I see you. And thank you for seeing me, however much in the way that is. So you, the being, we perceive the infinite when we function from the infinite, like when we expand it out to the universe. And it's okay, we don't function there all the time, right? But if you get a sense of you, the infinite being, we actually, our capacities are to know everything, not to think, to perceive, to be, and to receive. We don't have to do these thoughts, feelings that get us stuck down in kind of trauma or emotions. You actually can perceive, know, be, and receive. So everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive you, the infinite being, would you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyond. So that's another energy that you can't really figure out. But imagine that sense of like knowing you totally and receiving you with no judgment, like you're not making yourself wrong for where you're at now, for any choices you've made in the past. You just get to be all of you, whatever that looks like. You're all uniquely different and magical, and have a knowing of what you truly desire and what works for you. Like if I had one target, well, I have many, but one ask and desire for like everyone I work and interact with and get to play with is like for you to be empowered to actually really know what you desire. There's nothing you can't ask for, and there's nothing you can't receive, but having clarity on what that is for you, for me, is where this energy shopping, energy ball exercise is so key, because you and I are going to notice totally different things in the world, totally different energies. That's the gift of us. So it's not trying to match anyone else's, but it's going, oh, that, I noticed that, I noticed that. Or, hey, when Emily talks about this energy, I'll have that, but I'll have it my way, whatever that looks like. So you can be contributed to by other people's asks and what they're aware of. And then also that like empowers you to even have more of your own and go, oh, cool, like that. So this perceiving, knowing, being, receiving, part of being on a piece of land like this where it hasn't been touched, you know, the few buildings that are here, nothing was, the trees weren't cut down, they didn't remove any soil. There's like nobody here. So it has this space where you can actually more easily tap into the perceiving, knowing us, the being, the receiving. So, and then getting to be on a horse these last days and perceiving it through an animal's eyes. Like, are you more like the animals, like nature, like that space? So ask for that. So with we pulled in like energies of relationship and the people in our lives. So now from that space of communion with them, just being, hi, what would you like to create? like that you have a sense of total gratitude for them just as they are, as they do for you. There's such a sense of vulnerability that you can be with each other and not have to hide anything or make something wrong or think it's unacceptable. An honoring of what is true for each of you. Total allowance for what you're choosing and what they're choosing. And such gratitude. So what would it take for that to be in all of your relationships and really interactions, communionships? And now in the beginning, we tapped into our bodies. So what would you like to create if anything were possible with your body? And it wasn't about judging it to change it, but what would just be fun? Like what capacities does your body have that it could show you? And when you ask a question like that, like body, what capacities do you have that I haven't yet been aware of that you can show me now? When you ask a question, one of the gifts and powers of question is when you ask a question, your subconscious mind, that if left to its devices, will work kind of against you and keep your life smaller or go to conclusion about what is possible. When you ask a question, it's designed to actually seek out that awareness and you don't have to figure it out. So with body capacities, what energies light you up? So like sometimes I'll see a video on social media or something in a movie where someone has an amazing like capacity to dance or move their hips, or they can like hang glide off of a cliff and have this beautiful sense of space. Or like when I go riding with guys here that have spent their life with horses, I watch their body and I'm like, okay, how the way you're being in this like communion with the horse and nothing's getting sore. There's just this like movement. I'm like, okay, that I'll have that. So what energies with bodies have you been aware of and will you be aware of and notice and perceive and acknowledge in the future that you could add to this energy ball or energy shopping for whatever you would like to create? Body, relationship, money. Those are the big ones. And then let's look at creation a bit. Creation, it could be business, but really like the creation of your life. So I'll give you an example, and I love this one because it's so not linear. Oftentimes I'll notice energies with my daughters, and I've shared this story before, but it was such a snapshot that I remember taking. We were driving to school one day with just my youngest daughter and our sweet dog Ace, who's just he's an energy bomb of joy and peace, walking, cuddling. And we were driving in the convertible and Sevi was like, can you put the top down? And then we were driving to school, which isn't very far. And there's this like wonderful curve in the neighborhood with this big giant tree. And there's so many big trees in the neighborhood. She's like, oh, let's go faster. And so we went faster around the corner and the wind's in our hair. And Ace has his little like, paws and like tongue out. And she just started giggling with this like joy. And I was like, that energy, I will have more of this in my life. Now that's an energy of creation because it's so, not because, it just is this like unbridled joy with no judgment of just like, that's fun. So what if also you played with, wouldn't it be fun if, and kind of fill in the blank as a way to energy shop. Like, wouldn't it be fun if this showed up in my life? Wouldn't it be fun to have more of that? So it doesn't have to be like, I would like more happiness. For me, and see how it is in your world, happiness means a lot of different things for different people. So for me, I'll get the energy of joy, the energy of wealth, the energy of living from like just totally being you. And then when I notice it, I'm like, I'll have that. I'm going to add it to my energy shopping list, my asks for my life. And they don't have to correlate with, I would like a bigger house. And it can, but do you get how like when you ask for these, they all are such a contribution to you that you end up actualizing a life with those things and so much more because the energy matches what you're asking for and what you desire. And it goes right to the universe and you interact with it. So anything else, we've gone just we've gone through a few, easy for me to say, energies. Anything else that you have been aware of or would like to add to this sort of like sense of living with these energies that light you up? Let's add it now. So maybe you've played with this before. You're like, oh, that moment or that place on earth, like that contributes, or that vacation I went on, or that way I used to run around when I was little, like, and just sing, you know, whatever those are, let's add those in. And now expand all those energies and tap out way to you, the being that we did in the beginning, you, the universe, where you're in communion with all of that space and those molecules, and basically pull in from the universe to this like sense, this ball of energies that you're like, yes, this please. Pull all of the energy from the universe through that, through you, through your sweet body, and back out into the universe to all of the people and things and places that can contribute to that being your future and your reality beyond this reality. And everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, po, vads, and beyonds. And with that, what we're doing, it's like you're connecting with all the quantum entanglements and particles and going, yeah, I'll have that, and connecting with anything and anyone that can contribute. You playing with this is you getting a sense of what you truly desire, what you'd like to ask for. And that energy of the big why, like if you could have anything as your life and living, you had like a genie in a bottle and you had unlimited wishes, what would you ask for? It's that sense of, okay, that's my why, or how, like me being here this lifetime, what would fulfill me? And then the rest of the job is the universe's, the how, the when, the who, meaning like the contribution from people. That's the universe's job. You don't have to figure it out. Where you play a role is in this, like getting clear on the what and the why you're here this lifetime. What would you like to create? So that was a energy ball, energy shopping exercise. You can do it way faster. It's just fun to kind of go through like, okay, this and this. And when we're in this beautiful space of Costa Rica and the birds, it's like, okay, tapping into that. But this can be like, you can do it in a few seconds, really. Like, okay, all of that. And every time you're going about walking in your life and you like notice something, ooh, that, I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that. That's shopping for energies, right? And then just taking a moment to go, okay, universe, please and thank you. Like, I will have this and anything or anyone that can contribute, thank you. And then, wow, what are the infinite possibilities for that to show up, and better and greater beyond anything you imagined? And that question goes out into the universe and all those energies. And it may not show up, and often does not at all like you will expect it. That's the gift of asking for energies. You're like, oh, I asked for that. And wow, it showed up like this, like that energy of being on a horse and having space. Oh, that showed up on my drive to work today. And noticing it, you'll start to notice because you've asked. So play with that. And if you play with it before, tap into how different you are right now and play with it again. And because you're always changing, the universe is changing, the energy, your awareness of energies is always changing. So play with that. And I would love to, if you guys are at all able to get to the United States, I'm heading back there tomorrow. And if you didn't know, we've lifted our restriction for all other countries to come in as of May 11th. You don't have to have any vaccine cards or anything like that. But I am going to be doing my only foundation class, if you know, and a bars, access bars class this summer in June in my hometown. And I'd love to invite you guys to it. You can find out more at my website or at that link. It's 5 days of change, bars, foundation. I'm going to have a cocktail pool party at my house. If you would like to come, you're invited. It's a dive into energy like this and so much more. If you are in another place in the world where you can find a bars class or a foundation and you're not into traveling, right now they are live classes. So choose by the energy. what will contribute to you. Same when you're like looking at books or movies, courses to sign up for. Ask for this, like whatever matches the sense of energy and what you truly desire to find you, and it will. And then you will know what to choose, and it'll have this lightness. So when it shows up, when these energies show up in your life, say yes, even if it's something you wouldn't normally say yes to, because it will seem a bit, if you're asking for this energy and it's different, choosing towards that is going to, when you first notice it, it's going to seem uncomfortable because it's different than what you've been choosing. So when you notice an energy, say yes no matter what, and enjoy the journey. And when you choose towards something new and towards this energy, you rewire the way your brain thinks of, like, your mind wants to keep you safe and away from new choices and comfortable. And when you go, hey, you know what, though? I know this energy. Trust me. Trust the infinite being. I actually know this energy matches the future I'm asking for. So I'm going to say yes to it. And I've got you. Got you. We don't have to worry about it. Mind's a little smaller, finite being. It's okay that you may have doubts or fears or worries that you don't know what it's going to look like. You don't, but you've asked for the energy, and the how, it will show up greater than you can possibly imagine if you ask and you're aware of these energies. And then you say yes, and there's a leaping moment, but when you leap, it is always greater when you follow this, like the energy as your guide for creating your life. So I hope this contributes to you all today. Whether you're on live, thank you guys for being on live, or the replay. The replay will live. You might be finding this on Facebook or YouTube. So enjoy, replay it, play with how you do it, how you be with it, how fast you are, other things you would ask for, and then just see what changes. Maybe like in 6 months from now, check in and be like, oh yeah, like I started to do the energy ball thing whenever I thought about it. It doesn't have to be a daily practice. You don't need to make it hard, but notice if you actually prioritize it, maybe have a reminder come up in your phone and just spend a moment a day, a few moments a day tapping into it, you'll get really familiar with it, and your body starts to sense the energy, and your being starts to seek it out, and the universe contributes, and you'll notice your life starts to shift. And if you change the energy of anything, it changes the situation, the physical way it shows up in this 3D plane. But it's the energy that changes it, which is why this is like one of my favorite, most dynamic tools to play with and talk about. So enjoy, have fun playing with it, and I hope to see you online again soon. I'm doing some more lives over the next month, like one every week or so. So you can catch the next one I'm doing, I know, with my amazing friend and facilitator, Desiree Dumond. She's going to be co-facilitating that foundation and bars with me. So I'll be doing some more lives. So I hope to see you online or live in person somewhere soon. Would be amazing. All right. Mwah. Bye-bye from Costa Rica. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.